Today on the audio hotline, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. You might be asking yourself right now, what the hell is going on with this guy's video? There's some weird stuff going on down here, but that is in fact on purpose. We're going to be doing a bit of an experiment today. We're going to be switching between microphone A and microphone B. One of these microphones is considered pretty expensive and the other is considered pretty inexpensive. How inexpensive and how expensive will remain a mystery for now. So once again, microphone A, microphone B. I'm going to just be switching between these while I'm talking in this video. This won't be the only two microphones in this experiment. I'm going to switch to a different set here in a little bit that are a little bit closer in price, and we're going to see if we can spot a difference there. Just a quick but very important note, every single microphone that is in this video is a cardioid dynamic microphone. I wanted it to be as fair as possible and it literally just be about price and quality. I didn't want to get into any different polar patterns or any different types of microphones like condenser versus dynamic. However, if you do like this video and you think I should do a condenser version of it, I absolutely am down to do that. Just go ahead and comment down below. I'll continue to switch these microphones back and forth so you can hear the differences while I talk about, quality versus price and a couple other things. But first thing, I want to play school a little bit. Did you ever have like an older sister that made you do that? That was always so fun. One of my economic professors used to talk about this one concept like a lot. It's slightly tweaked from its original economic state to be more relevant in this world, the audio world, that is. Using the actual term, the law, sounds a little pretentious and snooty, so we'll just call it the no return zone. That kind of sounds dirty, but we'll go with it. A lot of people think that the more money you spend on a microphone or an interface or a piece of audio gear, the better it's going to be. That it's basically just a straight climb of quality for the price. But that's not really accurate at all. And as an example, if we were going to take like $5 gear versus $100 gear, it'd be a relatively, steady climb that like the more you pay, the better sound you get. But there becomes a point where that essentially kind of plateaus. And where you essentially plateau and start to get like a diminishing return, God, I used the term. But that bump in quality as you pay more just kind of becomes more minimal, is basically what I'm saying. A $5 microphone compared to a $100 microphone, it's going to be night and day. The quality is going to be substantially better. You got your money's worth. However, from $100 to $200, that climb becomes a little less substantial. You'll be like, yeah, the quality is noticeable and it sounds better, but it's not nearly as big of a jump from $5 to $100. And so on and so forth. Between $200 and $300, you're like, I can hear the difference. It sounds better, but maybe the $200 is just fine. And between like $300 and $400 and $400 and $500, that same concept continues and becomes even more aggressive. So if you are thinking about leveling up with a microphone, just be sure to watch some of these videos, watch other people's videos, and see the quality difference and see if your money spent is worth that quality difference. But the point of this whole video is basically just to show an inexpensive microphone versus an expensive microphone without you seeing the brand name, without you seeing the model number, and to see if you guys can tell a substantial difference. So right now I'm going to jump to some different microphones that are a little bit closer in price, but if you want to go down in the comments right now, guess which one was the inexpensive microphone, which one was the expensive microphone, how much they are, or if you even want to guess the model. Go down and handle all that biz real quick. And now let me go ahead and switch to some microphones that are a little bit closer in price, see if you can tell a difference. So right now we are on the second set of microphones, and I will say there's still a pretty decent price gap here, but it is far less substantial than the first set of microphones. Since we already used mic A and mic B, we'll use something different. You guessed it. We'll use mic Snubtron and mic Scuttlebuggins. You were expecting me to say C and D, weren't you? No. Got to keep you guys guessing. Number one rule of YouTube: don't be consistent, keep people guessing. Now, let me just disclaim something real quick. I'm not saying that this is perfectly scientific or anything like that. Some microphones are $80. Some other microphones are $80. that doesn't mean that they're necessarily created equal. There are better $80 microphones out there, and there are worse $80 microphones out there. So one thing I did try to do was just essentially make sure that whatever microphone I was using, that I personally thought it was a solid microphone, like top of the line of its price category. So it should be a pretty decent representation of quality for the price. There's just one more thing that I just want to mention real quick before I go ahead and show you which microphones are which. The point that I was trying to make with this, aside from quality for the price not always, being a steady incline, is that basically when you can't see a microphone, you can't see the brand of it, you kind of put the biases out of your mind that one should be better than the other just based off of the name. The whole point, though, really is just to create. So just start recording, start creating music, start recording podcasts, use the gear that you have. Yes, there have been quality differences in these microphones, absolutely, but I bet that every single person that watches this video will think that, hey, that least expensive microphone wasn't garbage. You could absolutely use it. And you'll be surprised when you know how much that microphone is and how affordable it is. It's just important just to start doing it. And then later on, if you find out that you love the thing that you're trying out, podcasting, music, voiceover, whatever it is, then you can make that decision to invest in yourself. I feel like this has been a little bit of Parmesan cheesy, a little Colby Jack cheesing it up right now. I feel like this part's a little cheesy, but apologies. But basically, just start making content. I constantly hear people talk about how crappy their gear is and how it holds them back from wanting to start a YouTube channel, from wanting to start a podcast or something else. Honestly, you can start out with your phone. You can start out with a cheap microphone. You can just use whatever you have. The point is to start doing it and to start getting better. The more you do, the more you learn. Quick story. When I started recording music on my own, when I decided, hey, I want to, give this a shot, guess what microphone I used? Just take a random stab at what mic I used. Nope, not that one. I can tell you that. I can tell you you didn't guess it. I used the microphone that came with Rock Band. Yeah, because it had a USB connector on the end of that shit, so I plugged it right in my computer, opened up GarageBand, which was obviously free, and started recording that way. And do you think those recordings sounded good? Of course they did. I'm dope as shit. I'm just joking. No, they sounded atrocious. They sounded so bad, but I learned so much. And that's the thing, though, is gear only matters if you know how to use it. Learn the basics, climb your way up. That really was super cheesy. I apologize. I don't usually get like this, but it had to be said. Let's go ahead and talk about what microphones I was using. All right, the first microphone I was using, microphone A, was the Behringer XM8500. Some people may have been able to guess that this would be the least expensive microphone, but it doesn't mean that they know definitively whether it was microphone A or B. And the second microphone B, was the Shure SM7B. This microphone costs $400, so that's $380 more than the XM8500. Did you think that it had a $380 sound difference? All right, the next two microphones are actually brothers. This microphone right here, Snubtron, is in fact the Rode Procaster. This microphone comes in at $230, so it's still pretty expensive, but it is still quite a bit cheaper than the SM7B. Now the next microphone Scuttlebuggins, is the Rode PodMic. This microphone comes in at $100. So the Procaster is actually $130 more than the PodMic. Do you feel like that's a reasonable price difference for the quality bump? So from most expensive to least expensive, we had the SM7B, the Rode Procaster, the Rode PodMic, and the Behringer XM8500. I'll just play a quick clip of me going between these microphones and see what you think. I'll once again just keep it a real quick mystery, but let's go ahead and do that. Here is the sound of the first microphone, microphone A. Here is the sound of the second microphone. Here is microphone B. Here is the sound of the third microphone. This is microphone C. Here is the sound of the fourth microphone. Here is microphone D. Microphone A was in fact the Behringer XM8500. Microphone B was in fact the Rode PodMic. Microphone C was in fact the Rode Procaster. Microphone D, by process of elimination, was the Shure SM7B. You guys see what I did there? I literally just went from least expensive to most expensive. So, yeah. Thank you for watching this audio hotline video. I hope that it, kind of helped you show the difference in quality for the price. But I do hope that this helped you out, but most of all, I hope you had fun. A big thank you to all of my subscribers. I really do appreciate every single one of you. And thank you for watching the audio hotline. I'll see you audio nerds.